Oh, what a coincidence. I reckon this is more than a coincidence. How timely this coincidence is. These things we're talking about to help you understand the possible problems, the things to look out for. And you know the biggest mistake people make, and I see it every day, they stop watching the videos. They think, oh yeah, you know, bada bing, they're done, they've done their injectors, and you know what? From the start, they missed a lot of videos. This is most people. Some people are all over it, and that's great. Some people don't watch any videos, and each to their own. But I reckon you are just absolutely robbing yourself if you're not on these videos. Now, I'll tell you straight. This customer's contacted me. He's come in. You can tell he's got his awesome car. He's an organised bloke. And we're discussing what work needs to be done, what doesn't. I don't want to do work and waste your money on things we don't need. We're trying to get some value for money, you know. It's had a timing belt done and a drive belt done, but it's aftermarket. Should we do the BFE or not? It's at 180K, so it's not due for a timing belt. Blah, blah, blah. These discussions go on, and we talk about the thermostat and blah, blah, blah. And then he said, well, actually, it seems to run cold. Now, let's just firstly point out you can't trust these temperature gauges. Nothing wrong with the gauge itself, but once it warms up, it just sits at one spot, and it can vary quite a bit. I mean 10, 20 degrees, and it doesn't move, so it's not telling you anything. But what I can tell you right now, the whole time I've been sitting here, the coolant temperature is on 51 degrees, which coincides with this temperature here. And I've got an issue at the moment because we've done an injector job. We've done the comp codes for people that are on channel and know what I'm talking about. Good on you. We need to do the pilot learn next. And yes, to answer your question, yes, you can drive the car like this. Not ideally long term. It's not going to hurt it. But you can drive the car like this. So I went, well, I'll take it for a drive and warm it up. We've got some cold weather, but it seems to be taking all day. I mean, it is 13 out there, but it's a warm day. Look, it's nice and sunny. You got blue sky. It's beautiful out there today, I've got to say. Doesn't seem like 13, but that temperature gauge wouldn't seem right either. But it is right, because I'm looking at the scan tool and it's still on 51, and I can sit here and talk all day. So what I've worked out is he's onto something that, yep, it sits cold, and that adds weight to, we do need to change the thermostat because it's stuck open, it's running cold. So I'm not going to bother with the pilot learn or trying to warm this thing up because it's not warming up. I've been driving around for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes now. And this is what I mean with, we don't have fixed pricing. You never know. Is it my fault the car's not warming up? Okay. Or should I have just assumed that he's right and not have tried to drive around, warm it up, and look at the diagnostic tool and diagnose it and just change the thermostat? Might not have been that. So we need to check and we need to do these things, and it takes time, and that's why the cost is always variable. And it's still on 51, so it's not warming up. I've been driving around, like I said, 20 minutes, half an hour. I'm going to drive back to base now. It's about 5 minutes, and I'll let you know what temperature it gets to. And we're just going to drop the coolant, get the thermostat out, and we'll continue to discuss the other parts of the job and my thought process. So you get to know me, how I think. I don't care if I do your job or not. I'm happy to do your job. I'm happy to get my main man. He takes care of most of the work anyway. He's the man, right? He's been with me over 5 years, mate. He's not going anywhere. Loves the work, does exactly what I train him to do, does what I do, same difference. Doesn't matter if I'm doing it, he's doing it, whatever. Point is, it's getting done. We don't bother if you bring it to us. I don't care if you buy the BFE kit, join the VIP, do it yourself, and I don't care if you don't do that. It doesn't bother me. I can only help the people that want the help. I just wish more people would want the help. I sort of don't really, because I've only got one of me, but anyway, this is where it's at. It's still on 51. Let's go for a drive back to base. Okie dokie, so I'm back to base, and you can see temperature gauge still way down there. I want to say to everybody, this is very rare, and this is a gift from God, so that I can show you people what happens and why you really need to follow these videos one after the other to stay in tune, to see what's going on and all the new info, because this is the first 150 Prado I've ever had in my workshop that I've noticed the temperature gauge staying down. And I've done a lot of diagnostic, and I'm always looking at temperature gauges, and with every job we've got this plugged in and we have a look, and you can see for yourself it's on 53. The highest I saw driving back was 55. A little bit spirited trying to get it to warm up, but it doesn't want to warm up. It's on 53. The thermostat is stuck open. It's allowing coolant flow when it's not meant to. So let's switch off the engine and get out and have a discussion about the thought process. Talk to you just like you're one of my customers, because you might be. or you might just gather that info, get to know me, these cars, what goes down, and take care of it yourself. And that's bloody awesome if you do. Let's go under the bonnet and talk about what we can do here. Now, this is the discussion I already had with the client. Well, what day is it? Yesterday, day before, whenever it was anyway. Firstly, because there's always questions. Why is it wet? Why is it wet? Okay, there's a bit of water around. Because this is how we roll, right? So the injector replacement's been taken care of. The job's done. After that job, we need to give it a quick wash down because we've spilled a bit of fuel from the fuel lines down there. So we give it a wash down. The comp codes happen first, straight after part of the job. Then we start it up, beautiful. The battery is really good, by the way. It cranked its absolute head off. It's the best battery test cranking an engine that had just had the injectors done. And if it goes for 10 seconds non-stop, it's a good battery. If it goes real quick, it's a piece of you know what, and it needs replacement long ago, or you got some rubbish battery. That's just off because it's all part of the cleaning and the cover will go back on. Don't worry. So was it wet? It's been washed down. Next thing we normally do then is the pilot learn and we blow it dry, all this sort of thing. But because I was going to drive it to warm it up to pilot learn temperature, team effort here, we're working on it together. So I said, well, I'll drive it. Then when I come back, you do the pilot learn, I'll blow it dry. But hey, how long have I been gone for? How long? And the rest, man, you're dreaming. He said 10 minutes. I don't know if you heard him. Mate, that was about half an hour. What do you reckon the coolant temperature's on? 50 degrees, mate. Thermostat stuck open. Seen that before? I've never seen that low ever. Remember that cracked piston one? And it was stuck open. It was staying at about 73 degrees. Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Anyway, always a reason. Anyway, let's continue with this. So thought process now. You can see 150K. The time belt was done. It's only done 180K. It was an aftermarket belt or kit. We're not sure really. Same as the drive belt down there. The drive belt with the light on might help. So it just doesn't look good, does it? You know, could be a genuine belt. I doubt it. Anyway, when we got it off, we'll make the final decision. On one hand, we don't want to waste parts. On the other hand, we want to keep things reliable. Now, if a timing belt's been changed and this thing, it's never been off-road, mate. What's there is probably going to last just fine. But we know about the issues I'm not going to talk about too much. The bearings that can fail, very rare. Belts don't fail, they stretch. Timing belts here don't fail, either intentional, they don't fail either. We've had a few rough ones as they get older. It's just good quality stuff. So you're probably safe to do nothing. But if you want no noise from your drive belt and longevity out of the vehicle, I'll tell you, this is my thought process anyway. So he was talking about a BFE mainly. The other things we're definitely going to do is a power steering flush. He wants that because he loves the car. He's going to look over it. And the transmission flush because it's the next most expensive item behind the engine. So those two are happening. We talked about the coolant. It hasn't been done. It was due at 160. You can see it's not bad, but it's losing its luster, a bit lackluster, right? So we're going to get rid of that. We said 100% we're going to do that. But before we do that, when he mentioned about the thermostat thing, I thought, well, better check that out. So that's what this is all about, and that's what I've done. And I found it stuck open, which I'm kind of a bit excited about because it hasn't happened before. And when he said that, I went, well, is he dreaming? He just doesn't know how to read his temperature gauge maybe? Or, you know what, stays down a bit. You know, what does stays down a bit, takes a while to warm up mean? Well, it could mean it takes a while to warm up. It's cold winter this time of the year. It could mean the thermostat's stuck open and it never warms up. And it's been like that for a while running on. So that's not ideal. All right. Thought process. Coolant was getting done anyway. Now we know the thermostat's getting done. To do the thermostat, we have to pull heaps of stuff out of the way, you know, air boxes, these intake pipes, blah, blah, blah. We've got to get all this stuff out of the way to get down there. It's a pain, you know, dipstick and all that's down. It's way down there anyway, behind the compressor, you know, whatever's got to come off. It's about a 2 or 3 hour job, to be quite honest, to get down in there, pull that stuff out. A couple of hours, right? To get down there, that's if you know what you're doing. Get down in there and get it out. And you want it done right. You don't want to not have the thermostat sitting there properly when you close up the cover and all that. I'm talking right the first time job, right? It's going to be 2 or 3 hours, really, it is. So then I go, okay, we dropped the coolant, we've done the thermostat, we've got all this stuff pulled out of the way, and the water pump hasn't been done yet. It's the original. At 180K, is it going to last till 300,000 Ks without leaking? Probably not. It might. So odds are, while we've got all that pulled apart, it's only a little bit more work, kind of say. Well, depends if we've got the belt off, then we go, well, the belt's off. So they might have done the belt, but did they do the bearings in those 3 pulleys? Well, probably not. So while we're there, we might as well do the bearings, right? So, okay, let's do the bearings. And then we go, okay, well, the belt's off, the bearing's off. Well, we'll do the water pump because, you know, we said it's got a bearing in as well. It's probably going to leak before 300. So we'll do the water pump. And since it's all pulled out and all the fan and everything's out to get to that, well, let's reverse flush the radiator like we do on the BFE job, you know, wash all that dirt, dugs and dust and everything. If you've seen the last video, if I let you see the edge of the radiator, or we hadn't done the washout yet. Let me just go over that one for a minute. That's in process at the moment. Right. If you watched yesterday's video, if they come out in order, that'd be me yakking in front of this engine, right? It'll look very similar, except it was a lot dirtier last time you saw it, wasn't it? Look at that, see? Because we do what we say what we do. It's a nice new water pump and it's a nice new clean up there. And we reverse flush the radiator. And you would have noticed in the other video, there was all a bit of crud built up here, whatever. And look, it's all gone. And it's all been washed mainly for the most part off the front of the vehicle. So I just wanted to show you, these get built up with dirt and crud. So this one, of course, this cover's going to be off, all the fan air. And so it's heaps of work anyway. It's all going to be out. So then we're basically doing the whole BFE job with the thermostat, which is a new part of the BFE job now. And all the people that did their BFE jobs and their injectors and they're off, you know, with their head in the sand thinking, oh yeah, everything's hunky-dory. Theirs could be running cold or it could be running hot. And this is a very rare problem, but it needs to be checked and it needs to be addressed. And I'm recommending changing it every 150 because you're in there, right? So let's just get this job done. So on this one, we've got everything going on the BFE other than the timing belt because the timing belt's been done. This is my thought process. Then I go, well, we're in there and everything's off. So all I've got to do is unclip this wire here and unclip the temperature sensor and just pop it around there. Then we're going to take the 6 bolts off the timing cover and we're going to have a look and go, well, let's have... That's right. We're going to go, well, they've put a belt on it, but has it had an idle or a tensioner? And we don't know. So we want to have a look, don't we? See if it's been done, see if it's dirty, see if they did a good job, see if it's genuine. Well, if it's an aftermarket belt, it's probably aftermarket tensioner and idler, but then there can be aftermarket ones that are the same brand, which is okay, which means then we go, do we just put it back together with the tensioner and idler that's there because it looks new and get rid of the belt because we don't like the aftermarket one? But then there's nothing wrong with the aftermarket one. It'll be fine, we said, till 300,000 Ks. So do you get my thought process? So we kind of just go, at this point, let's just do the whole bloody BFE job. It's done and it's good till 300,000 Ks. That's one way to look at it. The other one is, let's do the water side of the BFE and just leave the timing belt alone. Is it worth even having a look, or should we just leave those 6 bolts alone, 6 of those, and should we take it? Let me know in the comments again. How would you handle it? Keep it short and sweet. What's your thought process? If this was my vehicle, say I purchased this car, all right? And this is what the findings were. I certainly would have done the injectors at 180K. Done, job done, exactly how I would have done it. Because that's what we do. What I do on my cars, that I trust my cars to travel in the outback, that's what we do on your car, right? What would I do if this is my car? Okay, I'm going to drop the coolant. I'm going to change the thermostat. I'm going to change the water pump. I'm going to change the bearings. I'm going to reverse flush the radiator, give it a really good clean. I'm going to have a closer look at that drive belt when it's off and make a decision on that when I look at it. I don't like wasting things, so I'd like to keep it and not throw it away. But I do like the genuine ones because they're the ones I trust. I know how long they last. And I've seen the other makes and models and brands of cars and what happens with those belts. So I am a bit, is that biased or whatever? It's a realist thing though. I mean, it's a real thing. The Toyota quality stuff is just the rubber and the hoses in there. It's just great stuff. Like all these self-engine, the whole setup under the engine bay of these 120s and 150s is unbelievable, right? That's why they're so good. And you just keep the things and all the components under here, like EGR cooler. I think I've only ever heard of 2 of those ever having the internal leak, right? Mate, the 1GDs, I'm not banging on 1GDs, but mate, there's heaps. It's a common problem. And then you got all the other common problems at much lower Ks anyway. So this is done, this is well over 10 years old. It's done nearly 200,000 Ks and it's got no problems. You get what I'm saying? We're just doing maintenance here to make sure it stays that way, no problems. Where with those other vehicles, what are we meant to do? Replace the EGR cooler every 5 years? Or, oh, I don't know, the timing chain of guides every 5 years? And no. Anyway, so look, each their own, whatever. So what are we going to do? I'm going to do the water. I'm going to do the water pump, reverse flush. I'm going to do the bearings. I'm going to look at the drive belt. I'll try and keep it. I'll try and keep it and reuse it to save what's a belt, about 80, 90 bucks. I can't even remember. And then the timing belt, if it's my car, what I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm going to take the cover off. I'm going to blow it. I'm going to have a good look at it. I'm going to blow it off with compressed air. Depending what I find, I might give it a wash down, depending what the belt looks like, the idler and the tensioner. if the idler and tensioner look new, like 30,000 Ks kind of thing, and it's an NTN tensioner and the bearing looks quality, like, you know, it's a NSK bearing on the genuine ones down there, and it looks new, I'm probably going to, okay, we'll leave it. Or I might just have to take this, we're getting in deep here. I have to take the time belt off and spin the idler and have a listen and a feel of the bearing, right? How close are we to just replacing the bloody thing for the sake of how much we're spending? You know what I mean? Like, I still don't want to waste that idler if it's new and that tensioner, because they're about 100, 120, 134, whatever it is each. So it is $250 worth of those two components. And the belt, well, it's still an aftermarket belt, but I don't think the aftermarket belt's going to fail, so I don't really want to throw it away. But by the time we get the belt off, and then if the idler and the tension is all dusty and it doesn't look like it's been changed and it's done 150, 180K, well, then I want to change those. And then I'm going, well, I'm changing bloody everything on the BFE, except I'm trying to save these old aftermarket belts that have done 30,000 Ks. It's like, no, not going to do it. The whole lot's going to get replaced. So let's see what happens with this one. This video, I think I'll send to the client, and you can just go, you know, my answer would be, just do whatever you want like it's your car, right? And that's what we do. And at the end of the day, then we go, bada bing, that's the bill. And they go, bada bing, job's done, right? Happy days. I'm out of here, right? So, and then what else are we doing? We're doing transmission flush, power steering flush. And if I remember correctly, that's it. But of course, I check all the text messages, see what we've got written down, and bada bing, we'll get it done. But the next part of the job is the BFE, because we can't even finish the injector job because we can't get the thing to warm up to do the pilot learn, because it needs to be above something like 70. Have you ever done a pilot learn anywhere below 70? Do you know what the temp is for sure? Is it about that?
Gentle is about 78.
78, you reckon, when it changes? Yeah, you reckon 78. But I reckon about 70. So let us know in the comments that one as well, what you found. We're not going to argue about it. We're going to just see. We don't really know. We got a little... We don't give us stuff either, that's right. We don't care. So anyway, subscribe, turn the bell on, and don't hit the like button. I hope you all learnt something, and the wisest people will be here at the end. I'll be looking at the comments and catch you in the next video. See ya.